Good afternoon. Welcome back. This is Jim Lowenstern, your host today on the Exponential Files. And we have a great guest, Staci Schwittay from the wonderful state of Louisiana. Welcome, Staci. How are you doing today?
You. I'm doing great. A little hot down here, but hanging
Oh,
in
I
there.
think it's hot everywhere. Where I am, it's feeling, I think they said 95. So
Ooh.
are you over 100?
No, I don't think so, but it feels like it because of the humidity is very crazy out here.
Yeah. So today is the 12th of June, 2026. The world has its first trillionaire, and we're going to be talking about all things about wealth and real estate and the changing world. So,
Awesome.
Staci, let's talk about you and your career in real estate. Want to talk about your first 6 months in the business, what they were like?
Oh man. Okay, I've been in the business for about 5 years, and my first 6 months was very humbling, that's for sure. I was working for a boutique brokerage. I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. I took the test, I knew the legal part of it, but as far as everything else goes, which is the majority of what real estate is about, is, the relationship building, I was like a fish out of water. I really had no clue of what I was doing.
Did you ever have a moment where you thought maybe this isn't for me?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. A lot of limiting beliefs would come up, like this is not for you. How are you going to be able to swing this? But then when I found eXp Realty, I just got so much education from that, and so many people willing to like mentor me and speak with me and help me with everything. It was like mind blowing, the difference between one brokerage to another. It was like crazy.
Okay, well, we're not going to turn this into an advertisement for eXp Realty, but as long as you brought it up, but besides the training, was there anything else that comes to mind that you got
All the
with
all
the
the people that
change?
the people are just, they're very kind and all about helping and sharing with you what had helped them with their success, and just the camaraderie and learning from other agents.
How many years have you been with eXp?
3 years in July.
Okay. What do you think the biggest misconception people have about being a realtor?
Um, I'd say like the biggest misconception is so many people think that it's just like easy, that we just open up doors and show pretty houses and pick up a check. But I mean, there's so much more involved. Like it's just it's a lot of work. It's hard work, and it's funny because when I first got into the business, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to do this part-time." And that it's not feasible. You're not going to be successful doing this part-time. There's marketing, there's your administration stuff, there's operating, there's systems you have to put in place. There's showing the properties. I mean, there's just much involved, and people just don't realize that.
What do you think separates a good realtor from a great realtor?
Um, I
Well, it
think
should really be the other way around. What separates a great realtor from a good realtor?
leading people. I think that is key, because you have to lead people, you have to know how to lead people, you have to know how to help your clients out, and take charge, and just show them the ropes, because they may not, this might be their first transaction. um you may have done hundreds of transactions with other people, but like your clients need your help, need your leading.
Have you ever had an unusual property? that you've sold?
Yeah, and I would say like unusual would have to be like something like is in a niche, a sort of a niche, like a hunting cabin or something like that, which is more about um more about a person's interest. And that can get a little difficult to sell because you have to make sure that you put it in front of the right buyer. Because not everybody wants like wood ceilings and walls and things like that. But
And
you
no
know,
insulation.
right, exactly.
Did it have plumbing?
Oh, it did. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And electricity?
Yeah, it had all that. It was actually very luxurious.
Oh, okay.
I
Uh,
know you thought cabin, but I mean, it was like very high quality wood, high quality cabinet, things like
and
that.
it was close to water.
No, close to woods. Very hunting is a major thing out here in Louisiana where like hunters and fishermen, it's we're known for that.
What are they
So
hunting? Deer mainly?
deer, pig,
Oh,
bird, I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff.
wild boars.
Yep.
Interesting. Alligators.
Yeah, people do that.
Stacy, what do you think the biggest mistake sellers make?
Overpricing their home. That is number one. Of course, every seller has the best home ever, so they want top dollar, and you just have to like show them what their competition is. Like, bring up the computer, bring up all the different homes, all the different properties that are for sale, and show them what their competition is and let them see firsthand what they're up against. And, if they have an average house that has not been updated at all and they're going up against a house right down the street that's completely updated and they want to put it the same price as that, which one is a buyer going to choose? Obviously the updated one, right? So just try to put them in that situation of being the buyer and what would you choose?
So let's say a seller says to you, my house is the best house in the neighborhood because it's larger. We put this addition on it. We just put a new roof on it. We just got a new refrigerator. We just regrouted the tile in the primary bath, and we want X for the price, and we have all the time in the world. We're in no rush. What would you say? And
Well,
that price that they said is too high to begin with.
it may just sit there. I mean, it's people are the first couple of weeks is the most important because it's first coming out on the MLS. That's when realtors are seeing it, new people are seeing it. You don't want a house that's going to sit there on the market because it gets old and people are like, what's wrong with it? So I
See, I
think
think
coming
that's
out
the
of the
misconception where the public sees in some markets, I can't speak for all markets, but they see properties selling in a day. They see properties selling in a weekend, multiple bids, whatever the story is. There's plenty of metro areas where there's a shortage of inventory and something comes on the market. And there's, even with the higher interest rates, there's still people that'll make an offer quickly because they've been doing this for a while and they've lost out on other properties. The lock-in effect with the low interest rates that people want to hold on to has created the situation. That's why they think our job is easy. Oh, you listed it on Monday, you did an open house on Saturday, it was sold by Sunday. How hard did you really work? They don't realize all the work that it took to get it to the point where you listed it on Monday, even. And then all the work that
right.
comes afterwards. And those deals that sometimes get a little wobbly and sometimes fall apart, and then you have to go back to the market and get a new buyer. And now it's more
Yeah,
days on the market, and some of the people that were interested bought something else. I mean, this is the reality of what we deal with that
yeah,
some people don't understand, but we're talking about it
yeah.
now. Let's talk about mindset of a realtor and what kind of mindset is important.
I think mindset is everything because honestly, when I first came into the business, I was not having the right mindset whatsoever. A lot of limiting beliefs that I was still dealing with. Um, I think it's super important. It's one of the most important things that you do every morning as soon as you up is like focusing on your mindset, making sure that you're yourself positive things and getting just giving yourself positive feedback and being like watching different podcasts that are positive and hanging out with people that are growing you and lifting you up and just everything. It's like mindset is absolutely everything because if you go out into that market and you are thinking to yourself, oh, I can't do this, oh, I'm not going to do this, you're not. What you tell yourself is what is going to happen. And if you believe in yourself, let me tell you, you can move mountains.
Neuro-linguistic programming, right?
Exactly.
That's what it's called. So, Stacy, were there limiting beliefs that you've overcome over the years?
Oh, absolutely. One in particular is perfection, like thinking that I had to get everything perfect before I start anything. And that's not the case. You don't have to do that. You don't because it's not going to be perfect. Even you, no matter how hard you try, you're never going to start anything if you're waiting for that. So you just have to dive in, understand that yeah, there's going to be failures. That's okay. You're going to learn from it and you're going to move on and it's just a whole process. But you can't wait for perfection.
And you can't wait until you know everything, right?
Exactly. Right.
Especially like, okay, so maybe there's a new agent, they just got their license, they're in training, they don't feel secure about going out to get a listing, for example, or meeting buyers for the first time. They just have to do it, right?
Yep.
Or
Absolutely.
or if someone's moving from a certain price range, they want to go into a much higher price range. They want to go into a luxury um, price range. Just have to do it. Make the mistakes. Learn.
Exactly. That's where you learn
So,
mo
sorry, you were saying
that's where you learn the most is in the fire.
from the mistakes.
Yep.
What does success mean to you today versus 10 years ago?
I think 10 years ago I was more in survival mode. So just surviving every day, making it through the day was successful for me. And now it's about like peace in my home, being able to spend quality time with my family, learning every single day, and how many people can I affect and help in one day. That's key.
I think I've seen some of your social media. What kind of things do you post? Because you seem to
Um,
have a lot of interaction
yes, I
online.
post a lot of things. I'm very focused on health and wellness, in mind, body, and so those are very important to me. I'm always posting encouraging things, to help a person out if somebody's scrolling along and sees it. And I've met so many people that are like, thank you so much for saying that. I totally needed to hear that today. And if I can make somebody's day better just by making a simple little post of encouragement, I mean that makes my day. I think it's such a blessing for me to have that happen.
Here's a good question for you. How do you stay positive when deals fall apart?
Well, just like we were saying before, like we learn when things go wrong. That's when we learn the most. So just having that attitude that things aren't always going to turn out perfectly. There's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be things that we're going to have to deal with different transactions. And my number one thing is keeping my client as calm as possible. And if they don't need to know this craziness that's going on, and I'll just fix it and work on it with the lender or whatever the case may be. Just try to get my client to have the most peaceful, most easygoing transaction that they can have.
Good, good advice. So, if someone was going to be starting over at like 40 years of age or 50 years of age, or it almost doesn't matter. I mean, I'm even beyond that age, and sometimes I feel like every day I'm starting over, you know? Uh, what advice would you give people that are feeling that way?
Don't let age like be a problem for you. I mean, everybody is getting older. The best time is now. Do it anyway. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you want something, go for it. Don't let age stop you. You're not dead. Like you still are breathing, so do it. Just do it. Because regret, that's the worst thing ever. Just do it. Start anyway.
How do you handle fear and uncertainty?
Um, well, just trying to remain positive and being around positive people and realizing that that fear is probably something that you're just making up and it's probably not even true. So many times you're creating these different scenarios in your head like, oh my God, this is going to happen, and it's not even happened yet. But at the time, what we're fearing is something that hasn't even happened yet. We're just thinking it's going to happen. So just try to think about these different scenarios. Try and be as positive as possible.
Okay, so we're gonna shift a little bit. Um, you're on my team, the Castles Unlimited team. We started this team because EXP Luxury um, was offering a big discount to agents on standard teams. So we became a standard team and found out that we could go national. And in our case, we went international, just sort of drawing outside the lines in the box here. Um, I think the more we did this, and now we're like in our second, maybe going on our third year now. We're about 100 million in sales since January 1st this year. Last year, our team was involved in the sale of Mark Wahlberg's Beverly Hills estate to Paris Hilton for a nice chunk of change. Just things that never would have happened. Thankfully, I found EXP. Thankfully, someone told me about a way to grow a team like this. We don't charge any fees. We're a little differently, run the team a little differently than other teams. And now the thought is, well, we got trademarks. We've got a magazine. I've written books. We do all this training. Why can't this team be like its own standalone brand riding on the EXP platform? I mean, EXP gives us the ability to have the coaching and training and tech and all the back office stuff taken care of. So scalability is built into the model. So that's where we're at right now. We're going to be doing something a little differently in Louisiana, as we found out. Um, we can only have a team if one of the team leaders is licensed in Louisiana, which you are. So you became sort of like my co-leader. So that's why I'm discussing this with you. It wouldn't make sense really to discuss it anyone in my upline, anyone in my downline, or for that matter, anyone else, even if they were in my um on the team, you know. But it does make sense to speak to you about it, Stacy. So what do you envision this team to be in the future? And let's talk about its potential growth in Louisiana. What would you like to see the team do there?
I would like to see, obviously, I would like to see this grow immensely over here in Louisiana. Now, as far as agents, there's not a whole lot of EXP agents in Louisiana yet. But I definitely want to work on that because I think it's so important that people realize, especially with this team with Castles Unlimited, like the sky is the limit. We have agents all over the world with these beautiful, beautiful, luxurious homes. And I just think it would be such a good thing to bring other agents in to see their potential that they're missing out on by not being a part of this team.
And joining EXP if they're not already with EXP. And if they are with EXP and not on a team, they can join our team and have so many benefits with no extra
Exactly.
fees, including our magazine, Castles Magazine. Now we're starting a Castles commercial magazine. What else? Oh, I just wrote my third book. Evan, if it's possible, can you put the book up on the screen? I'm really happy with the way the cover turned out. So it's ironic. The guy that's probably never going to retire from real estate is writing a book about real estate, but defining what retirement is in the book. I mean, of course, it's going to just be my opinion, but I lived in Florida for years, many years ago, and I saw some retirees, needless to say, there's quite a few of them in Florida. And I kind of said to myself, because I went to Florida to kind of retire myself, but it got really boring really quickly. So I got my real estate license. So fast forward, we're like 40 years later, actually over 40 years later. So yeah, there's that book. And just the general coaching and the I would say the network that we're developing. That in
So Jim,
itself has the
book,
value. What's that, Stacy?
where can we get your book?
Funny you should ask. So I'm working on getting it as an ebook. At least one of my books is already on Amazon, so I'm sure I'm going to figure out how to get the other book on, and then of course this one. The final edit, hopefully the final edit, is being printed right now. So I actually my process for writing a book is probably not the standard process. Um, First I do an outline, then I kind of fill it in. It may take 6 months to a year. Like my second book, from beginning to actually getting it out there took 6 months. The first book took 2 years. This book, I don't know. I think I've been working on it for at least a year and a half. So um, yeah, it'll be available shortly. So the website I've put the books on is yourmilliondollaryear.com. So that's, and this one I'm going to do an ebook. and it's going to be a lot, easier to get a copy of it and carry it around on your phone or your tablet. Trying
Awesome.
something new. Because I just figured in the past, if I put it as an ebook, that would mean I would never sell any books because people would just download it and share it. But now I'm at a certain point where I think the message is more important. So we're probably going to put this out in a school.com, um, SKOOL.com coaching program. And all these things will be somewhat, of course, the coaching is free for agents on our team. The book, I don't know. I don't know how it works with digital. So we'll find out if I can get this out to everyone for free on the team anyway.
That's
Good
great.
question though. You know, writing the book is the easy part. Editing the book is the tough part. And
Do
you
you
would think
edit?
with uh I have had on this book two editors. On my second book, I kind of think I had some like interns from Boston University. I had a bunch. The first book was interesting. I think I had six editors altogether, one after another, and until I finally found someone who could actually get it to the conclusion. It's not easy, and book editors are very expensive. So, professional book editors. I'm writing the book myself. This is not ghostwritten. I'm self-publishing, and I'm not a professional publisher. So, it's interesting. Just like the magazines we publish. I've been publishing magazines now for decades, and it was, as we were discussing earlier about not everything has to be perfect. I am a perfectionist, and I've spent a lot of time perfecting the magazine, but it took a lot of time to learn also the magazine business. I didn't go to magazine publishing college. Let's put it that way. And in the beginning, it was paper and ink and postage. Now it's all digital. I don't think we would ever print magazines again because it's just not the way the world runs now. Everything is digital. So I propose, Stacy, that you and I do this like maybe like quarterly to start and talk about the team and the progress. I've found some interesting ways to grow the team within EXP and from outside EXP. And I'll not be talking about that here, but I think the progress will be self-evident when we get together the next time and talk about it. Evan, do we have that Chatham video we can put out on the screen? You don't have to unmic, unmute. There you go. My new listing on the elbow of Cape Cod. You can see the beach through the windows. And one last thing, Evan, if you can pull up the Castles Unlimited website blog, just want to, oh, Okay, so that's our yard signs. Actually, my yard sign in front of that house. Forgot about that. Castlesluxury.com was mentioned on that website. But go to castlesunlimited.com, please. Just want our viewers to see some of the properties. I mean, we're basically marketing the most expensive properties in the world. So, no, maybe not quickly. Let's go to the blog, or we can go to off market. Okay, well, these are off market properties, but you get the idea. Close to half a billion for the first one in Hong Kong. Next one in Los Angeles. So if there are properties out there, we're gonna be including them in our database. We have data feeds from a lot of different MLSs, and then there's a lot of other properties that we're marketing that are not even in MLS. So that's castlesunlimited.com. Thank you, Evan. Okay, Stacy, we are going to do, I guess, open forum live Zooms for the team and almost have it like a social meeting where agents can come on the Zoom and meet us and speak to us. How does that sound?
Sounds great. Open to all agents since it's
Yeah,
on a
I think so. I mean, we'll have like a short little training, something like we had Domi, Domii. We had him on a couple of weeks ago, and we gave everyone on the team that that app for free. That's a really important security app, things like that, and then let everyone introduce themselves. I've noticed that when you open up people's microphones and sort of prepare them that they should be able to have their camera on, it's good for team building. And I think that right now there's probably agents out there, even if they have a physical office, they don't go to it. They don't really meet the other agents at their companies, no matter how small or large. Everything has changed since I would say COVID, and EXP sort of filled the need with the technology. So now it's up to agents like you and me to figure out how to open up the technology because people in general are social animals. And I think realtors are very social or have to learn to be. And actually, maybe these tea parties, I'll call them. Someone wants to show up with a beer or a martini, that's fine too, I guess. But that in itself is training, you know, how to introduce yourself to a group and like you were maybe a little nervous coming on today, but I think you did great.
Thank you.
Any last thoughts as we're wrapping it up?
Just I'm really excited to grow this business and have some more agents come to EXP down here in Louisiana. It's a great company. This team is great. I mean, so much education, so much training. It's just a no-brainer for me. And if I can help agents who are struggling out there by bringing them into our organization, I would love that.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacy. Staci Schwittay, thanks for coming on the show. We had a great show, and we'll do this again soon. And that's it for now. I'm Jim Lowenstern. I'm going to sign off. Thanks again, Stacy.
Thank
Bye.
you.